Right, do we wear the collar like this, where it looks a little bit weird? Or do we fold the collar down and do we wear the collar like this? And now I look like I'm going to school. If our little collar decides to peep up a few times throughout the video, we're just going to ignore it. We're just going to ignore it. Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to my channel. I know exactly what you were thinking when you clicked on this video. Shame on you! Shame on you! You! You. So guys, today's video is not going to be what you're thinking. It's not going to be that, okay? So today's video is going to be the my first time tag, and basically what it is you just answer a load of questions of like your firsts. So just say your first kiss, etc, etc, etc. So I'm going to be telling you guys a load of different stories about my firsts today, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Please give it a big thumbs up if you do, and don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. And yeah, so let's just get started and jump right on into the video. I haven't done a video in such a long time where I've just sat down, had a chat with you guys, let you guys know a little bit more about me, and honestly they're my favourite kinds of videos to do, is when I'm just sat down, having a chat with you guys and just chilling. First foreign country you ever visited. The first foreign country I ever visited, okay, I don't know, would you call this a foreign country? The first country I ever visited was England, to be precise, London. I was like 12 and I went to London with both of my parents for a little holiday. I think we stayed there for like 4 nights or something, but that was the first time I ever left the country. I was so overwhelmed by the airport and the plane and being on the plane and being on the air. Like, I was just so overwhelmed by it all. I just felt like I was in a dream. It was amazing to me. I feel like most people leave the country when they're a lot younger than that. Like, most people's first time out of the country they don't actually remember, so they become very familiar with airports and planes and being in the air. But I had never experienced that before, so I was quite old when I first experienced it, and it was just like a dream to me. Like, it was like a dream come true. I was so happy. My first friend. Okay, so my first friend, well, my first like proper friend that like was my best friend. So basically before I moved down to Roscommon, I lived in a place called Navan, which was in County Meath in Ireland, and I lived there for like half of my life. And there was this girl, I'm not going to say her real name, just say her name was Sarah. And basically, actually, how did we meet? Oh, that's actually a really good one. I actually can't remember. We either met in like play school or else we met because our parents knew each other. But I kind of feel like we met each other in play school and then that was how our parents got to know each other. I've got a her. So basically there was this girl and she was the exact same age as me, but like she'd blonde hair and I'd brown hair, and we were like the blonde and brunette best friends. You know, like the typical cliche, every brunette needs a blonde. Well, that was us. I don't remember exactly how we met, but the day we met, from then on we literally were inseparable. Like, we literally spent every waking moment together. Like, we were always together. I was always either in her house or she was in my house, and her parents actually then used to mind me like after school and stuff, so that meant we were even together more, and we were in the same class in school as well, so we were literally inseparable, and we were like the best of friends for years and years and years, right up until like literally a couple of years ago. We still stayed in contact when I moved down here, and every year we always made the effort to make sure we saw each other, so I'd either go down and see her or she'd come up here and see me. But then we had a falling out and we don't talk anymore. But no, we were literally the best of friends, and like, oh. Another friend I actually had as well was a little boy called Michael, and I actually had such a crush on him. Oh my god. So basically he was in my class as well, and his mom used to mind me for a while as well, so I always used to go to his house after school, and me and him were such good friends. Like, he used to then come over to my house on the weekends, and then I'd be over at his house during the weekdays after school, and oh my god, like I fancied him so much. I was literally like 5 years old or something. Jessie crushing since 5 years old. Whoop whoop. But like, them two are the ones I can vividly remember and like have memories with them and stuff. So yeah. First YouTuber you subscribed to. The first YouTuber I subscribed to was definitely Zoella. I started watching her like when she first ever started uploading videos on YouTube, like her really old stuff. Like, I mean, from day one I was watching her and I was obsessed with her. I literally only used to watch a handful of people on YouTube when I first started watching it, but she was one of the people I literally used to watch every video without fail. I remember I was like 12 or something, and I was watching her videos at the time and just thinking like, that is all I want to do. Like, and I used to just be so like envious of her that like she could do it and she had the guts to do it, and I was just thinking I could never do that. I just never thought I'd actually have the confidence and the capability to be actually able to do YouTube. I used to look up to her so much, and like I used to look at her and be like, I want to do that one day. I want to be able to do that one day. I'm going to be able to do that one day. I'm doing this one day. Follow your dreams, kids, because one day they're gonna come true. I promise you. I promise you. My first boyfriend or girlfriend. Well, my first boyfriend that like, you know, you call your boyfriend was actually that little boy called Michael. We went out and I was his girlfriend and he was my boyfriend, and we were so in love, and we were like 5 or 6 years old, and it was like, mwah. Love you Mikey, love you Jessie. My first boyfriend that I actually class as a boyfriend, I had like loads of them stupid relationships when I was younger where you go out for a week or 2 weeks and you hold hands and you like maybe do a peck on the lips and it's like ooh, but I don't class them as boyfriends. But my first proper boyfriend was when I was 14 turning on 15, and I stayed with him for 2.5 years, and yeah, and I've never actually had a girlfriend, but you know, girls, hit me up. Hit me up. My first celebrity crush. Okay, I've never actually been one of those people who like crushes really hard on celebrities throughout their whole life. Do you know the way some people have real extreme celebrity crushes like throughout their whole lives, especially like when they're younger and teenagers? Like, I've never been one of those people. So I've never been one of those people that always kind of gets crushes on celebrities. I've only actually ever had literally a handful of crushes on celebrities. Like, don't get me wrong, I think they're hot AF and like, damn, look at you, baby girl, oh yes. But I don't like crush where I'm like thinking of them and I'm like, oh, like what I would do, and you know, that kind of a way. Maybe I'm just being a bit weird here and that's not the definition of a crush at all. But there was a couple of celebrities when I was younger that I did get a real like thing for. The first one I can like properly remember, I'd say I was about like 8, 9, around that age. I'm not sure the exact age, but it was the time that High School Musical came out. So it was around that time when High School Musical came out. So yeah, I remember in High School Musical I used to have the biggest crush on Zac Efron and also on Vanessa Hudgens. Like, oh my god, I actually think I had more of a crush on Vanessa Hudgens than I did on Zac Efron, but I still had a huge ass crush on Zac Efron, like, oh my god. And then seeing the two of them together used to actually kill me. Like, my insides would be like see, my problem was I had a crush on both of them, so I couldn't actually get mad at the other one because then I had a crush on the opposite one. So in my head I was like, what's a girl meant to do? What is a girl supposed to do? Because I don't fucking know. And the second crush that I can really remember, because this crush is still crushing, the second crush I can like vividly remember as well was when I was about 12 or 13. I was about that age, and I remember I discovered the Script. So the Script are like an Irish band and like they create music or whatever, and I remember finding them and I was so obsessed with their music. Like, every song, I could literally sing every single one of their songs off by heart out of my head like that, no problem. I don't know how many times I used to sit and listen to their songs on repeat. But anyways, I had the biggest crush on the lead singer of the Script, Danny O'Donoghue, I'm not sure. But oh my god, like when I discovered them, and then I remember like watching like live performances of them and all, and I was like, Danny, marry me. I remember I actually used to listen to the Script and I'd imagine that that was Danny singing these songs for me, that he had like wrote these songs about me. A lot of their songs are like about breakups and heartbreak and stuff like that, and I remember I used to actually sit and think he'd be singing them about me, even though I knew he wasn't. I was like, oh, Daddy. It's so weird. My first crush. Okay, so my very first crush would have been Michael. So you know that little boy I was telling you about earlier on in the video. So that would have been my first crush. But another crush I had, oh my god, right? So I was in about second class. I was in like first or second class in primary school. So I was about like in 7 or 8. I was around that age. So basically me and the girl I was telling you about at the start of the video, the one with the blonde hair, that was my best friend. We were in the same class, as I was saying. And basically there was this boy in our class and his name was Christopher. I'm just going to say it, I don't even care. His name was Christopher, okay? And me and my friend Sarah, I'm just going to call her Sarah, me and Sarah both absolutely fancied, obsessed, in love with this boy Christopher. Like, I mean in love. Like, we literally would just talk about him and nothing else. Like, just talk about Christopher. What was there even to talk about? I don't know, but we used to just be like, oh, Christopher, oh my god, I want to marry him, I want to have his babies. Like, bear in mind we were literally 7 years of age. I don't actually think either of us had ever had a proper conversation with this Christopher boy. You know, we used to just admire him from the other side of the classroom, like, oh, Christopher. From what I remember, I don't think he showed either of us a lot of attention, but then again, he was 7, like, the poor little boy, like, all he was probably interested in was bloody football, and here was me and Sarah trying to get all in him, in his space, and ugh. So anyways, I remember one day we were in class or whatever, and our teacher was sick, so we had like a fill-in teacher, but basically like they weren't really doing anything with us, so we were kind of just like sat there doing our own thing. I don't exactly remember how this happened, but me and Christopher ended up going under the table. So during the tables you used to sit at in school and do your work, we went under the table and we kissed. And my friend Sarah like either saw it or someone told her, and she got so mad, like she got so angry. She wouldn't talk to me. I think we had like a bit of a falling out, and then I think the next day she went and kissed him to like prove a point. Oh, it was so funny. It was literally just like a peck on the lips, like that was it. It wasn't like tongues or anything. Jesus, no, I was only 7. It was just a peck, but oh my god, like I literally thought I was in heaven. I was like, that's it, we're getting married now. We've kissed. We might as well go to the hospital and have a baby. My first ever mobile phone. I think I was about 12 or 13 when I got my first phone. It definitely wasn't any younger than that. I was not one of them kids with a phone when I was like 8 years old. Like, honey, no. And if my kids think they're getting a phone when they're like 7, baby girl, take a seat, sit down, wait a few more years. So basically I got my first phone for Christmas and it was a Motorola. Let me know down in the comments if any of you guys remember them or had one. So it's basically one of them phones where you like flip up, so like it like comes up. Do you know in the movies where it was like real dramatic and it was like, hello? It was one of them phones. I was so in love with it. It was like a pink. It was like a bright pink colour, and it was my pride and joy. I remember Christmas Day when I got it. I literally sat on the couch the whole day on my phone. It didn't have apps. It didn't have internet. It didn't have any of that jazz. It literally just had your basic ass messaging, texts, calls, and a couple of games. Like, that was actually it. Like, it didn't have what our phones have nowadays. I remember like texting my friends, because all my friends had a phone at this stage and I didn't, and I was so happy I got a phone, and I was like texting my uncles, my aunties. Like, I just thought I was great. I really thought I was the shit. The first person you text when something exciting happens. Well, the first person I text, well, text or talk. If I'm at home, I'll tell them, but if I'm not with them, I'll text them, is my mommy. I literally, anything good that happens, I have to tell her first. Like, she's like my best friend. My first fear, okay, so my first fear is definitely either needles or injections / spiders. I've always had such an extreme fear of both. I've literally had a fear of needles and spiders for as long as I can remember. Like, I swear by it that something must have happened to me in a past life that I've such an extreme fear of both of them. Sorry if you don't believe in past lives, but I do, so yeah. But no, I swear something must have happened to me in a past life, because it makes no sense at like how extreme my fears of both of them are. Like, even if there's like a needle on the television or something, like I actually squirm and I can't look at it, and I'm like, oh, get it away. And I don't mind like really teeny tiny spiders, like literally ones that you can't even see. Like, do you see how big that hole is? No, you can't even see how big that hole is. That's how big of a spider I don't mind. But like, oh, the big spider is just absolutely, oh no, I could never go to like Australia or anywhere like that, because the tarantulas, whew, I could not be dealing. My first language, so I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but my first language isn't actually English. My first language is actually Irish. Dígwich, Jessica, Asanam Dum, Tommy, Cahir, oh, I forget Irish. I haven't been in school in too many years. I can't even speak Irish anymore. Jessica, you couldn't even keep that up for half of a second. Jesus. Cahir, what's a hain, a do, 3, a cat, a coog, a shay, a shock, a hook, a knee, a ja, a hain jig, a do jig, a 3 jig, a cat jig, a coog jig, a shay jig, a shock jig, a hook jig, a knee jig, a fiha. Oh, I can't remember. Oh. So my first heartbreak. Was my first serious boyfriend, and he broke my heart into hundreds of millions of tiny little fragments, and it took me a very long time to glue them all back together, but they're all glued back together now, and your girl's heart is whole. It's all whole. I honestly would not wish heartbreak on my biggest enemy, because it is one of the most horrible experiences any human will ever have to go through. My first pet. So my first pet is the only pet I've ever had, and it is still the pet I have now. If you follow me on my social media, you will know who it is. This is my little baby, my little lady. So her name is Lady, and she is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. I will insert a little photo of her here, but she is my absolute pride and joy. I love her with all my heart. She's my best friend in the whole world, and oh, she's literally my shadow. Like, she sleeps with me every night. She comes into the bathroom with me if I have to have a bath. Like, I literally just can't do anything without her. She literally just follows me, wants to be with me all the time. If I sit down for 1 minute, like literally a minute, she's on my lap. The definition of my angel. Like, she's literally my little angel. So she's 10 years old now. I got her when I was 10, so I'm now 20. Oh my god, that is so cute. I've literally had her for a decade, like my whole teenage years. That is insane. But like, she's so good for her age. Like, she has so much energy, and like, she's so full of life, and oh, I love her. My first piercing, and when did I get it? So my first piercing were my ears, and also my only piercing. So they're the only piercing I have, and I have a little bit of a story to tell you guys in this one. So basically, I went to get my ears pierced with the girl I was telling you about at the start of the video, so my best friend with the blonde hair. I meant it when I said we were inseparable. Like, we did everything together. Like, we even had baths together, like literally inseparable. So basically, her mum brought us both to get our ears first, and we were getting them done in Claire's. So Claire's is like an accessory shop where they also do piercings. And she went first. So, okay. Oh my god. So she went first, and they were doing like the piercings with the gun. I'm nearly sure, yeah, it was like with the gun. And basically they done her piercings first, but oh my god, like her piercings went so wrong. She was literally bleeding everywhere. Like, I mean bleeding. She was squirting blood. Like, blood was literally squirting out of her ears from every which way. It was like a scene. It was like a crime scene. When I was younger, I had like a real fear of blood. Like, I couldn't even say the word blood. I'd say blah blah. Like, I couldn't say blood. And obviously, like, 7-year-old me sees this, and I start to freak out. Like, I swear to god, I literally had like a low-key panic attack or something. But I literally started freaking out. Like, my chest was going. I was like, oh my god, like, I can't not do this now. But like, I was quite afraid of her mum when I was younger. Like, not afraid, but like, her mum was like strict. Like, not strict, but like, you just wouldn't say no to her. You wouldn't disagree with her mum, you know what I mean? Like, she was like a scary woman. Like, you know, you listen to her mum, you do what her mum says, if you know what I mean. She's one of them kind of women. She was absolutely bawling, crying. Obviously, like, she was in pain because they went wrong, bleeding everywhere. Like, the blood wouldn't stop coming out, and it was just a disaster. And then it was my turn to get my ears pierced, and I was bawling, crying at this stage because I thought mine was going to go the exact same way. So I sat down to get mine done, and then she goes, okay, it's done. And I was like, what? I was like, it's done? She was like, yeah. And I was like, there's no blood. And she was like, yeah, no, it's fine. Like, it all went grand. And I was like, oh my god. My friend Sarah was over there, like, giving me evils from the corner of the room like this, because like, she had gone through like this horrific experience. And then I just sat down and it was like, boop, boop, done. My first YouTube video, oh my god, right, wait a minute. Oh no, this is awful. Why am I even doing this? So my first YouTube video was Get to Know Me, my first Q&A, and oh my god, like, it is the most cringiest, embarrassing. Anytime I watch that video, my insides are like, and I just feel like I want to vomit. I don't know who that person is. Like, who are they? I don't know. I'm just so weird in the video. Like, I'm so nervous and on edge and like just not myself. And I'm so like awkward and shy, and oh, it's so awful. I'll just give you a taster. And I asked you guys to ask me questions. And Melanie also asked her viewers on her Twitter account, and you guys also asked some questions there. So I'm going to get right into it. The first question. I can't even talk. I'm like stuttering. I'm like, the first question. Oh, Jessica, I'm such a show. And what about my eyebrows? Oh no, the eyebrow glow up is real. The first concert I ever attended. So the first concert I ever attended was the X Factor live tour. Oh my god, how embarrassing is that? Like when most people say their first concert, they're like, oh, you know, I went to see like Miley Cyrus or Demi Lovato or like the Jonas Brothers, and then Jessica's just over here like, oh yeah, I went to see the X Factor live on tour. Like, who even pays for that? Like, do you know what's actually even more embarrassing is I didn't just go to the X Factor live tour once. I went 3 times in a row, year after year. Like, why? Why? The X Factor isn't even that good that you need to go and see them in concert. Like, they're not professional singers or anything. But, you know, Jessie just felt like she had to go and see them because why not? Like, I can't even remember the people who I saw sing. That's how bad it is. Like, why? The first wedding I attended was my parents' wedding. I was actually the flower girl. I was 4 years old. And yeah, I was at my parents' wedding, which is so cool because I know most people weren't at their parents' wedding because most people's parents got married before they had kids or whatever. But my parents got married after I came along because I was like, hey, ho, hey. It's me, the one you've been waiting for. I obviously don't remember any of the wedding, but I was there and I've got pictures to prove it, so you know, I'm happy with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun filming this. I absolutely love filming these kinds of videos where we can just be chill, have a chat, you know, relax, no biggie deal, what was that? If you guys would like a part 2 to this, I can definitely do it because there are a lot more questions I can answer about my first, so let me know if that is something you guys would like to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much and I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Bye!